Again, I know you've done this on the Locked On Browns podcast. Key matchups in this one, the ones that you're looking at that you think determine the outcome of this.
Yeah, I know I keep going back to the well here, but I think that Browns defensive line and what they're able to do to contain Lamar Jackson is the first one for sure. How they're able to generate pressure and slow him, and how they handle a Ravens offensive line that's obviously pretty stout in its own right. And if they're going to get manhandled up front, I think it's going to be a long day for them if they can sort of hold their own and do some of the things they did against Joe Burrow. Then I think they'll obviously have a shot to stay in this one and keep it interesting and keep it close. I also think the Ravens secondary against this Browns receiving core, or just the weapons in general that we've talked about, from Harold Fannin to Dylan Sampson to the receivers, is going to be massive as well. That unit was getting absolutely scorched against the Bills. Now the difference is it's Josh Allen, right? Like he's one of the best quarterbacks in football. Joe Flacco still has the strong arm. He can still make some plays. I'm not going to sit here and say he's Josh Allen, obviously by any means. So, but I am curious to see how effective they can be against that secondary. They're right now like the worst secondary in football in terms of like yards allowed and all those different categories because they were so bad in week one, which means I think they're going to try to bounce back this week and play with a chip on their shoulder. But I'm also curious to see along those lines, like if the Browns are willing to take some deep shots this year. We know they like some of those bigger downfield plays. There wasn't a lot of those in this matchup against the Bengals last week, and so maybe this secondary is more susceptible to some of that, and we'll see if they try to pull that out. But yeah, I'm interested to see those two areas specifically. We know this Browns receiving core in general is underwhelming after Jerry Jeudy, but I thought they played really well in week one, and keeping that going, keeping that momentum going into week two is going to be a huge key if the Browns are going to have a chance in this game.